Welcome to the Badger Den. Guys, we're going to dig into something very serious today. We're going to look at a case that is playing out right now. It's almost been going on for a year. And all I got to do is ask you right now, are you man enough to have done what this dad did? Are you able to say that you could have done this and stood up for your family and taken care of business? Can you take out the trash like this man did? We need to look out and support for fellow Americans who are taking out the trash and are doing what needs to be done to protect their family, and call out this horrible, corrupt system that is prosecuting good families, good men, defending their wives and daughters. Liberal judge protecting pedos. That's the whole point, and that is what is going on. This father was arrested after he murdered, killed, defended his daughter. I would say killed. Murder is in cold blood. This is purely killed defending his daughter. He killed this man. This man who was accused of raping his daughter. As we will see, that accusation is not just an accusation. This man did it. Why else would he have done the things he did? And what happened in this case will show you that there's corruption to the core regarding the judge over both of these men's cases. Yeah, I said both of these men's, not just the man who protected his daughter, but the pedophile. Why is this woman being able to preside over both of these cases? Think about that. Father arrested on suspicion of murdering, killing the man his wife has accused of raping his daughter. Not entirely true. Daughter has spoken, but again, you'll see why the daughter has not been able to speak. Aaron Spencer, 36-year-old father of a 14-year-old girl, was arrested in Arkansas in connection with an October 8th shooting that left 67-year-old Michael FOSLER dead, according to news outlet Law and Crime. Lonoke County Sheriff's Office said the shooting occurred during a confrontation after Spencer found FOSLER in a vehicle with his daughter. Spencer's wife, Heather, reportedly started a crowdfunder on Give, Send, Go. The campaign is now no longer available to view, but has reportedly said that the couple's daughter was targeted, groomed, and ultimately raped by the boyfriend of the family friend, who was identified as FOSLER in a post. According to Heather's campaign, as reported by Law and Crime, FOSLER initially attacked their child several months ago and was awaiting trial on related charges. FOSLER was arrested in July, released on bond. Please note, they did not let the family know that this man was released on bond. He was due in court in December. First-degree murder charges Spencer is facing are preliminary, meaning they're subject to change. Thankfully, they did change, but they didn't change for the better. However, if charged and found guilty, Spencer could face life in prison. Please note, for you leftist bluehead lunatics, that child that was hurt by this man, she's got to live with that for the rest of her life. Not only that, her father is now in jail, potentially going to prison for the rest of his life. But yet, you're okay defending these pedos and letting them back out on the street, because that's what has happened. This little girl was attacked. And the question is, why was she not, and the family not allowed to speak? Why was the Give, Send, Go taken down? It's an interesting question. Our Kansas Supreme Court judge lifts gag order on Aaron Spencer murder case. Why would there be a gag order on a murder case? The court forced the family to take down all posts and barred them from speaking with the media, barred them from speaking out, barred them from requesting help from family members in the community in their support to defend themselves from these allegations. This radical judge shut down their freedom of speech to speak on behalf of their daughter and what happened to their daughter. They weren't allowed to speak even on the court case regarding FOSLER attacking their daughter. Yeah, the related attacks was FOSLER attacking their daughter. We're going to go into those attacks as far as who this type of person they were protecting. Strongly worded opinion issued Thursday, this is in June, state's highest court granted Spencer's petition. So again, they barred them from being able to speak for months, like 9 months, all the way from October till June. The family could not post anything, say anything to defend themselves or speak out about what this judge is doing or what FOSLER did to their child. And this judge allowed this to happen. Supreme Court in Arkansas thankfully saw this and said that the judge was absolutely out of their mind and was violating this family's First Amendment rights. And of course, the truth will come out. The question is, why did they do that? Why did the judge block this out? Great question. Let's see what the judge was trying to protect. According to records obtained now, Spencer initially called 911. So he called 911 first. Doesn't sound like a cold-blooded killer, right? To report that his 13-year-old daughter was missing. Spencer told police he'd been awakened by his dog barking, went to his daughter's room to check on her, and found that she was missing. He said he suspected that she was with FOSLER 67, who had been arrested in July, charged with 43 counts, including sexual assault of a minor and internet stalking of a child related to FOSLER's pursuit of Spencer's 13-year-old daughter. Yep. They weren't allowed to talk to the media or say anything. That the reason this whole debacle happened was because that man predated and attacked his daughter, and then the Justice Department decided to let him out. Who do you think that judge was that let that man out? Could it be why the case was sealed? From the affidavit that we can now read, Spencer stated he had exited his vehicle with his firearm in hand, ordered FOSLER out of his vehicle to lay down in the ditch. Remember, the man has his daughter and had kidnapped her. And this is the same man that violated his daughter. Spencer stated that he observed his daughter trying to exit the passenger vehicle, but it appeared that FOSLER had grabbed her and was stopping her from getting out. Spencer then stated that FOSLER exited his vehicle and had something in his hand. Spencer didn't know what it was. Spencer stated that FOSLER then lunged toward him, saying, "F you." Spencer stated that he then opened fire, emptying his weapon before jumping on top of FOSLER and pistol whipped him. Spencer then stated that he got his daughter out of the vehicle and returned to his truck, where he reloaded his weapon and called 911. The following week, prosecutors asked Judge Elmore for an order preventing Spencer's attorneys and anyone from saying anything about the case to anyone. Seems like a pretty big violation. Spencer's attorneys filed a 19-page response to the prosecutor's motion on December 9th. Less than 30 minutes later, Elmore granted the prosecutor's motion to enter a gag order. She sealed the entire case, despite neither side requesting it. Sounds like a low-down POS judge. What would you do in this man's situation? This man had already hurt your daughter and has scarred her for life. This man took out the trash. Just good on this father. Prayers to him, prayers to his family going through this. And please note here, this man called 911 first. So this is not premeditated. They were initially trying to charge him with first degree. They were going after this man for defending and protecting his family. They were trying to railroad him and send a message to people in the community: do not protect your family, but otherwise we will railroad you. That's the message this judge is trying to send, and it's disgusting and deplorable, and this judge needs to be lambasted, tarred and feathered, put out in public display for this heinous act this judge has done. Let's get into who they were protecting. So please note here, Michael FOSLER. These are public records. Barbara Elmore, presiding judge over the PEDO. So let me get this straight. The judge that was presiding on the PEDO is now presiding over the court case for the father. Does that seem like a conflict of interest to you? Yeah, I would think so. But again, this judge is not an ethical judge, as you're going to find out. This man that she is protecting, one count of electronic facilitation of child sexual abuse, 36 counts of pandering or possessing medium depicting sexual child conduct, 2 counts of stalking a child, 2 counts of indecency with a child, and 2 counts of a sexual assault of a child. Who do you think that child was? And they let him out. This judge let him out. And he went after this girl. What do you think he was going to do with her? Like I said, this man took care of business, took care of trash like this ugly pedophile, and did what the system should have done, because the system is broken. The Supreme Court of Arkansas cites this about this judge. Sweeping order, the gag order, was only one part of a troubling pattern of attempts to shield this case from public view. This judge has done this repeatedly to other cases, violating the First Amendment. We cannot allow that pattern to continue unchecked and should reassign this matter to a new circuit court judge. I ask you, that has not been done. Why is this woman still over, this incompetent, disgusting judge still over this case? Elmore has a history of sealing cases. This is not the only one she's done this. She's done this multiple times, including the murder of a 17-year-old, not allowing the family to speak out about the murder of their own child. This woman is disgusting. She's a liberal judge that's been put up by a liberal governor in Arkansas. Not only that, the court went on to cite serious concerns about selective enforcement by this judge. Even the Supreme Court had to call this woman out that she intentionally selectively enforces rules based upon her whims. She's not arbitrary. She's not objective. She's a disgusting liberal bag. She has been caught violating ethics rules regarding, key point here, presiding over cases she should have recused herself. Again, I ask you, should she be over this case of this man where she was over the pedos? Probably not. Yeah. Again, this man is a hero. And I just got to ask, why is she still on this case? Prayers to the Spencer family. Prayers to the child. Prayers that we see some sort of justice for this family. Mouthy out.